Oh, you know what time it is. Listen, let me make something very clear. Dead Metal's been laying dormant. Dead Metal has been taking it easy. Dead Metal thought he could do no more good for you. You see, I put videos out, I put educational content out, trying to inform the masses of just how bad, how disgustingly disgraceful this media, if you can even call it media, that's being served up to us these days really is. Whether we're talking video games, movies, music, television, books, doesn't matter. It's all garbage. It was better 30, 40 years ago. And after doing this for the better part of 5 years, I admit it, I gave up on y'all. I said, they're beyond my help. They're beyond reproach. I've tried being the nice guy. I've tried being the bad guy. I've tried playing good cop. I've tried playing bad cop. I've tried appealing to those with IQs that are higher, that might actually hear my message and receive it and be willing to admit the wrongdoings of their ways. And I've tried appealing to the lowest common denominator, the knuckle-dragging apes who no doubt plopped down $500 for a Switch 2. Didn't make a difference. But guess what has pulled me out of retirement? Guess what has brought me back to YouTube with a fiery intensity, one of which will never burn out again. Wicked for Good. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. I have seen a lot of fandoms come, and I have seen a lot of them go. I'm talking the worst of the worst. Y'all think Doctor Who has bad fans? Y'all think the Star Wars fans are unbearable? Oh, wait, how about the Last of Us fans? Those people are recluses of society that should never be present in public. But there is a group of dastardly, absolute degenerate scumbags who managed to top not one, but all three of those putrid fandoms at once. And that, my friends, are the theater kids. Yeah, the theater kids. The kids who are failed actors. Why do they still call them theater kids? How come they never transitioned to Broadway? How come they never went out west to Hollywood and started starring in movies? Why do they so closely attach their identity to the fact that in 6th grade they had a supporting part in a C-rate production of Charlotte's Web? Somebody tell me, because I can't figure it out, okay? Someone needs to break it to little Johnny and little Susie that just because you were pulling the ropes for the set changes does not make you part of production. That makes you slave labor, because I know you weren't getting paid for it. But let's talk about Wicked. Let's talk about Wicked in general. Let's talk about Wicked for Good. Oh my God, I can't believe. Listen, Wicked is what happens when the woke mob gets a hold of a massive Hollywood budget and disgraces an entire classic franchise. Did you know there were more than one good adaptations of The Wizard of Oz? We had the OG. We had Return to Oz, which added this horror-like fairy tale mystique and darkness to it. We had The Wiz with Michael Jackson, who brought absolute character. And the songs were 10 times better than the original. You know, this is a medium that's been it's been, I've never met a single person who didn't like it. The Wizard of Oz is just great. It'll bring a smile on your face, full in Technicolor. You got the Cowardly Lion, you got the Tin Man, you got the Scarecrow. It was perfect the way it is. And then Wicked enters the picture. First is some shitty book translated into some shitty Broadwood play that is now being translated into shitty films. 2 parts, might I add, shitty films. I don't even know where to begin. I really don't. We could talk about how the movie promotes anorexia with leading lady Ariana Grande, who in every interview seems to look more and more gaunt. Are they starving her between takes? What is this? Cynthia Erivo, who's somehow being told that she's brave for embracing baldness as a woman. Did y'all not see V for Vendetta literally 15 years ago? Natalie Portman was rocking the bald look. Fucking Ellen Ripley was rocking the bald look in Alien 3. Like, I don't know what we're all pretending the past didn't happen, but the real travesty here is that even if you can look past the very catered and diversity checklist writing and cast, the movies aren't good. It's 3 hours of disgusting stereotypes and trope-ridden drama. Like, oh my God, the ugly girl and the pretty girl don't get along, but wait, now they're best friends. Now they're best friends. And oh no, now they're against each other again because they can't agree on how to handle the wizard. And oh my God, it's so tired. It's so tired, bro. Like, there is a reason The Wizard of Oz did not focus on Glinda, okay? It's because she is a walking, talking Mary Sue. They're not adding depth to her by having her show up pretty in pink, descending from the heavens above in a bubble. They're not doing Elphaba any favors either by giving her the worst songs of the entire series. Okay? Like, people want to talk about how Defying Gravity is a generational tune. The only thing that defied was my threshold for shitty music because I shut it off before the first chorus hit. Like, y'all don't you have been duped, okay? You don't think that the studio paid off the critics to give this movie, the first one, positive reception and to thereby generate hype for the sequel? You go on TikTok, you see these people freaking out about a trailer that had a couple of songs in it from a Broadway musical that we already know exists. We know how it ends. We know what the songs are. There's nothing to be excited for here. Cats. Y'all remember Cats? Absolutely legendary adaptation. That is how a Broadway musical should be adapted. It captures the heart, it captures the spirit, but most of all, it captures the essence of what the play, of what the musical was trying to convey. Wicked, on the other hand, does the opposite. The runtime of the first part of the movie, which covers the first part of the Broadway play prior to the intermission, is over 2 times as long as the first part of the Broadway play. Why did they do this? Oh, Dead Metal, they're fleshing out the characters. They're giving everybody time. They're making sure that you understand the motivations of every single choice everyone makes. Wrong! Couldn't be more wrong. They're checking off things on their little checklist to make sure that the theater kids, who, by the way, I've been waiting to bust this one out for a while, have an IQ lower than the temperature of the theater with the AC blasting, will tolerate. That's all there is to it. They know that they can jam-pack anything, like the needless, like the Broadway play, for all of its flaws, because it still carries the same regurgitated, tired, exhausting story tropes, moves at a much quicker pace than the movie, because we don't need to stop and have these 5 to 10 second long face shots of Ariana and Cynthia respectively. We don't need wasted time adding Bick into scenes that he wasn't in originally. We don't need to pad out the numbers. The ball scene, my God, it would not end. Okay, she shows up. First of all, if you could not look in the mirror and realize that your outfit looks absolutely outlandishly ridiculous, like cartoonish villain levels of outlandish and ridiculous, you might want to get your eyes checked, Elphaba. I know you're wearing glasses. I know you realize that you're green, but clearly you have the fashion sense of a 1930s paperboy, because you can't understand that wearing a black dress and a black hat makes you look like a fucking evil villain. My God, get the fuck out of here. You look like you were dressed for Nessa's funeral, which, by the fucking way, the worst thing this series ever did was kill off Nessa Rose. She was the best character. I don't understand for a single minute why they would do it, but they chose to, and they keep that disgusting witch Elphaba alive. It's a sham, it's a travesty, it's an insult to modern audiences with good intelligence. But that's not going to stop you. You're still going to line up for it. You've already got your tickets pre-ordered. You're probably going to go see the damn thing 3 or 4 times. If they're doing double features where they're screening Wicked 1, followed by like a 15-minute intermission, and then Wicked Part 2, I mean, God, that's only, what, 5-6 hours? You're gonna marathon that a couple times after Wicked comes out. I see these people attaching their lives to Wicked like it is their new religion. I'm not joking either. This is the same cycle that we see repeated in cults. I'm pretty sure this is how Charles Manson got his start back in the day, is he lured everybody in with shitty fucking musicals, and it just spiraled from there. And the worst part is Part 2 is so much worse than Part 1. I mean, you've got ridiculously overrated songs like No Good Deed. How about No Good Song? Because there's no good song on the soundtrack. You've got For Good, like, I have been changed for good. Like, no, I've watched these movies, and I can affirm 100% I have been changed for the worse because of it. Because not only have I had to sit through mindless Hollywood studio drivel, but I'm surrounded by a circus, a mob of idiots who will worship anything put on the screen. Even if it means padding out the runtime with stupid jokes, even if it means doing ridiculous things, like giving Peter Dinklage a voice role of an animal that doesn't matter and acting like he's a big character. He's not. And that was both pun intended and pun unintended. Peter Dinklage, go fuck yourself for what you did to the Snow White dwarves who were trying to find a working job in Hollywood. But more important than that, fuck anybody who's going to support this pile of trash. It's not a good movie. It doesn't have good music. It's not got a good cast, doesn't have a good writer. It's not directed by somebody with any sort of skill behind a camera. And above all else, the fact that they split this into 2 parts, so all of you brainless, walking flesh heaps have something to look forward to this year. Like, what would your lives be without Wicked? What is your purpose? Is it just to sit here and jump onto the next big musical adaptation? How about you instead wait for a good musical adaptation? You're going to be waiting a while, though, because Cats set the bar, and the bar will not be moved. The bar might be lowered by Wicked Part 2 because the general public is going to consume this like slop because they're pigs going to a trough to eat up whatever Hollywood serves them. But I can guarantee you right now, anyone with a lick of sense in their brain and anybody with a mild bit of intelligence is going to take one look at this. They're going to turn the other way. They're going to say, no, I'm good for good, and they're never gonna touch it. They're never gonna put it on. They're never gonna buy a ticket. They're never gonna support the company that's putting this trash out because it is, at the end of the day, poorly written fan fiction. I said what I said.